SvelteSnake here. The answer, I put a low pass filter, which I don't remember to do. Put a low pass filter on my voice. So if it sounds a little odd, it's mostly because I'm a little paranoid about all the AI and stuff. I just don't want my voice to figure out. But with that being said, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't attempt to make a lot of videos even about this React lead, but I'm a little excited about this React lead. I'm real excited about the React league, and I just want to share a little bit of my thinking and maybe feed into the circle of hype that people are feeling for the Baljo draft league. I am in the A division of this draft. It's a Sun and Moon draft that includes all the Gen 7 ends, but we'll just line off them in as well. The A draft is the lowest of the tier. I would consider myself a pretty adequate player, but I've never drafted before. And a lot of the people in this draft are probably more experienced, but have taken more time off, whether maybe just a little nervous or maybe don't have as much time that they used to, but they think of being excellent at that. So I'm really excited to play with people and learn as we go, and I'm hoping that it'll be a fun time for everyone. And in that spirit of it being a fun time for everybody, I was number 6 in the draft, and my first pick was Bill Myron. These are listed in draft order, and Cohen Mara was one of my favorite Pokemon. It's up there with Sylveon and Dunsparce. It's probably my top 3. Which one is actually my favorite? I'll never tell. But Cohen Mara comes to the gym with me, the Mara has a little plush on my desk, and I thought it would be good for the debts, for the rapport, and for me, having made a nice Breath logo, the pick Totodama. To be clear, I know Totodama is not good at Breath. He's great, but Totodama is also one of my B captains. So in this league, you get 2 G captains. I think only 2 G captains, and they have the total worth than 15, and no one of them can be more than 10. And my team really doesn't have a lot of good E captains, V captain candidates. For instance, Sabawi technically and points would be a high quality V captain, but you really need the item slot of the different RKS plates. So it's really a no-go. These other Pokemon are all over. No, other than Bronzong is technically a candidate, but doesn't really have that. Doesn't have setup potential and doesn't really have that offensive one. I'm really thinking about that. That'll be more defensive utility. What's them? Maybe end game, one condition, shenanigans. So there were kind of not many other candidates on my team, so Totodama gives that honor in this king. Totodama isn't in many of the newer games. I was very sad not to see her in like in Darkius. I was really looking forward to wandering around Weegly distinct France with that. But alas, that's not the world we live in. But Gold Valley is also a Pokemon that haven't been around for a minute. Maybe Sabali within Gen 8, maybe not, I don't remember. It's certainly not in Gen 9. And when I was thinking about my draft, I was trying to think about the strengths, my weaknesses, and what I can leverage to win. And I figured a very highly variable, highly flexible, highly unpredictable team is probably in my average, right? If I don't know what I'm doing, having a team that has a lot of options will help me build. Maybe I'll get overwhelmed by the building possibilities. That's very likely, but at least theoretically, I'll have a lot of options if I have a highly variable, highly flexible team. But more than that, my opponents will have to prep for more and more. And if I build a team I'm comfortable with, even if it's not highly countering like I had done draft before, so if counter teaming is not something that I know very well. But if I build something I'm very comfortable with, and maybe surprises them a little bit, and I can just find one or two key turns to take advantage of the fact that they hadn't prepped for something, or they couldn't prep for something, or they prepped for the wrong band because there's just so many options. I hope to take advantage of that and win. And that's intrinsic to Zvali, because Zvali, much like RTS, can be anything. Zvali can hold a plate and become back right, and so it really shores up all the things, but also it's just not a Pokemon you see in Gen 9, and I want to use it. I like Hypno more, just as a design and everything, but Hypno did not fill that role here very well. Next up, we have Sylveon, another one of my good Pokemon. But Sylveon is also just a genuinely good Pokemon. That's where it's like it in its points. Right? You can wish pass, which is really helpful in this league. At least so-called dry baton passing is legal in this league. And I'm pretty sure that maybe she will get it. Though I could bypass her wish, wish for attack. But I can also find matchups where, looking at expect Sylveon or set up Sylveon. Actually, I'm not sure if Sylveon has Calm Mind this turn. It might not, but that's okay. There's lots of utility, and then you can also just throw on Team Specs and blow to your opponents a little bit, right? Blow a hole in their defensive backbone, and so Sylveon's good for that. And the fairy type report is nearest kick of Frank here, especially with all of the Megas running around it. Need Nita, and he and a lot of attack was in spot point, right? So Sylveon's a very candidate in that background. We're not around to get to abandon the league. I'm actually have Hedgerow. Sylveon also has nice special defense, but Hedgerow has a remarkably high special defense. And much like the great philosopher Pokeaim MD said, you should always trap the grounded poison type, so I give that a priority. And Hedgerow also has access to some Toadie Hawkins knockoff Spike, and is a spinner. And if you go, it's just a bit counterful being a great spinner in a lot of matchups, but can maybe pinch thin, right? Like, I might have to play a lot of the game with rocks up or bikes up, pulling out with Toxic Spikes, Tentacle, but with them up, and I can spin them away if it's gonna, make a big difference, or if it's early enough on in matchup where the expected value of getting red rocks. No, we're good. Special defense. Hesitant Utility can run offensive, defensive sets. Assault vest sets you probably already too. So that's that. And then we have the highest value pick of my draft. Again, leaning into the same sort of highly variable, highly unexpected, hard to prep for archetype of my team. We have Mew, a full 6 points higher than anything else I drafted. And Mew can learn most every move. So 50 utility is off the charts, but it's got solid stats, 100 across the board. So you can be offensive, defensive, and just have the kind of stuff for an opponent that to drive that. And so that is why I drafted it. Psychic Pycon's not the best, but let me make it work. And we'll be able, again, very constraining on my opponents, or at least frustrating for my opponents, team building wise. Probably why it's so highly weighted. Next up, we have Mega Het Heracross. It's the only Mega I drafted. I'm not sure if anybody else drafted more than one Mega, but I have Mega Heracross. I think 11 points for Mega Heracross is kind of a bargain. Not like a huge bargain, into the bargain. It's got huge the pet stat. It's a thing of knockoff. Of course, it's slow, and that's the problem, right? Like, you can roll over the Mega Heracross, and nobody's running, like they're running towards you. That's perhaps not good. You're running away, and you're not going to catch them. But with some support from the rest of the team, right, we have maybe Thunder Waves or Nuzzles more accurately can kill tomorrow. Maybe something like Weds from Galvantula, also drafted. You can slow the team down if you didn't think about some Frick Room ideas and some matchups. And that's going to again put some constraints on the opponent. I'll have to start thinking about prepping Punch and Dangus for Frick Room or for Wedge, or I guess you can't on Nuzzle to go hot to anticipate Togedemaru. And so Heracross is a sort of, if these things that Bronzong, you, and Galvantula are these sort of threats of non-traditional speed control, Togedemaru do, then Heracross is the force behind that threat. It's just strong, even if you just blow through trade 1-for-1 and they get Heracross with another Pokemon, that cannot be enough. My team, while not that strong against Flying types, we have a couple resist, but we also have Ice, Special Defense Pokemon like Sylveon, Ventricle, so we should be good. Bronzong is mostly here to offer that Trick Room threats and rocks, very good utility all around, but truly mostly here because my lunch was going to get eaten by all the ground types. It's just strong neutral areas were effectively in my team, and I need something to litigate. And I just liked the other faculties of Bronzong quite well. And in the right matchup, I can either bring Heat Groove or Bluff Levitate, right? So that's quite nice. Bronzong, I think, is a draft stable. Maybe even Mag Points might be a little cheap for it. I feel like I got a bit of a bargain. Maybe not. In Omega, the points he pulled up a little bit, right, in a Mega format. So maybe not, but quite good. And speaking of draft staples, we have Swampert, who just because if you look at my team, there's no electric immunity. Togedemaru technically can run Lightning Rod. I have a new Mikey, and it's quite good at that. But I would prefer to use one of the other Alovi on Togedemaru on Main Brilliant. The Swampert Scrape has his electric immunity, makes opponents think twice about bringing an electric type into me. And he has one weakness, Rastak is actually very well covered by the rest of my team. So I can run, all sorts of sets. AV is probably quite good, as are more utility sets with leftovers. And, if I'm feeling fancy, feeling a little too, I might bring something like Band or Batch Slumber. So again, a little go of variety. You don't know which walker I'm bringing. You don't know. I suppose Swampert itself is not that big of not that much variety, but it grounds the variable parts. It allows them to themselves to express that variability, the backbone, as it were. Kind of crazy. Swampert's worth more than you make a hair class. I love this. And then we have Zork. Zork is my other Disease captain. And I also think it's a bit scrappy, but Zork is continuing this theme of being a pain in the butt to play against. Zork has the ability Illusion, so it can disguise itself as the last Pokemon in my lineup. And again, if these other Pokemon are causing some frustrations or some strain or tension in the team building, then Zoroark is further leveraging that strain in the battle, right? So we're just piling it on opponents a little bit. So he might think that it's one Pokemon and it's actually another, and I've successfully forced that error I was talking about earlier, and hopefully saw it in play and help me convert that error into a victory. And then we have Gourgeist. Why do we have Gourgeist? Been in a lot of ZA videos and reminded me a bit that it's actually a pretty good Pokemon, but it's also very cool. It has 4 forms. So if you didn't know this, I think there are 4 forms. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's less. But each of the forms, I think they all have the same move pool, but they have different stat distribution. So again, more variables for my opponents to consider. They don't know if I'm going to bring an offensive Gourgeist or defensive Gourgeist. And so it's again just giving me a lot more options at my disposal. And in particular, you can see some of the other graphs. I'm not going to talk about the people's drafts right now, but I was very nervous looking at MHQ's draft. Just Rain looked like it absolutely killed me. Looking at that Mega Swampert got me into a cold sweat, like when I was taking my comprehensives. And so I was like, I'm not prepared for that. But Goregeist really gives me a solid answer to that team. I do much, I tried to find stuff that were very, very obviously going to destroy Nate, and I don't know that I succeeded across each of the teams, I think. But for Rain was so obviously a good matchup, and for me that I needed something. And I doubt an HP will be any degree of surprise when I roll up with Goregeist when we play. And the last pick I have is Galvantia. So Galvantia is my sticky webs first. My speed control again is not excellent. My speed fed's not excellent in a mega meta. But Galvantia, you get up webs. I don't have the best spin blocker. Goregeist is my spin blocker, and I don't have a good way to punish default. So I don't expect that sticky webs will be a mainstay strategy. But again, it's constraining on my opponent, right? Like, if I bring Galvantula and you did not do anything to prep for webs, Made a Heracross is gonna give you a swirly, right? Like, it's gonna be real rough. So you have to always respect it, and again, trying to, of course, my opponent's to crack through more and more things is where I'm after. And then on weak set, I want to bring Sticky Web, but maybe Galvantula is still good. I can bring Thunder Wave or Thunder with its ability, and try to use Para to the clawbacks and cube control. So Galvantula quite good. Urgency being the stash mon in some circumstances. Quite weak to Rost, like all book types are, but you would be winning it. So I have this Team Berg document that was sent to teammate. I have a whole lot to point out here that I did want to say that I'm aware. I begin 11 Pokemon draft. It's possible to get better bread of types than I have. Flyer, Ice, Flying, Rock, or Dragon types, all of which are, I think, actually quite good offensive types. But some of this is attenuated by the fact that I have Savali, who can be any of these types on the match. Quite good. I don't think having an Ice type is all that great in the Rocks and Boots free method anyways. And so I think this will actually be fine. And I like having a slightly unbalanced matchup. I'm not quite overwhelming them. Teams that have like 3 or 4 of the same kind of Pokemon, so that the checks or counters feel overwhelmed. But I like a little bit that's a very natural way to force an advantage. Is if you overwhelm one check just a little bit too much, and then you manage to break your bet. I'm quite weak to fire types, but again, I have Savali, Edgecruel. I should be okay, and Longer. So that's quite good. And Ghost will be tough, but I can try to bring normal type Savali with a different item into those typing matchups, perhaps. Zorark is heavily the Ghost resist, but it's definitely of light he'll fall over at light breeze, so I won't depend on it so much. In terms of abilities, I actually can toe the Marn. Has very good, very useful abilities across the board. The arcade system's good. Again, Bronzong with Levocate is good. Floppert with Gamp can actually be quite nice since you explosion weights, which weren't completely out of vogue in Gen 7. And Risk on Goregeist is another one that I wanted to mention, where in a game where best of one draft, just having some information is quite valuable, and if I was a stronger draft player, I might be able to intuit what people were bringing into me. But because I don't have a community to play mocks with, I don't really have time to play that many mocks. Friscool could be helpful in the matchups that Goregeist dumps to giving information, right? Again, to try to force an asymmetry and crack in information. from the hider they'll leave my team and whatever I can get information wise. And then ending with this little section here. My king is slow in a Megas method, but I'm not that like having 4 Pokemon above AC or above 100 isn't so bad. I wish Togedemaru was faster. He's not a menace to society. You could make her 120 speed and should not be that big of a menace to society. Hopefully when Togedemaru comes down. But across the board, I'll be interested to compare the distribution of base set total with my opponents. But you notice I have some good slow mons, right? All these Pokemon, the bottom 4 can function quite well in Trick Room. So if I end up playing the Trick Room, that's nice. They're also fast enough that with webs or air support, they can fight beast feet. So again, just trying to have a variety of speeds, a nice speed spread, so that my opponent really has to consider what's going on. Here, in terms of utility, multiple rockers is nice. I have no spikers. That's a shame. I think rocks are more powerful in Gen 7. I might be wrong. I didn't play as much in the Sun and Moon era as I do good in Gen 8, Gen 9, and Gen 5 and before. Upgrade didn't, because but I had webs, and I didn't realize this at the time that I drafted them. I had picked up Swampert in part because they had lore. I'm not surprised that Mew has lore, but I didn't know that Silvori had lore. So this could be quite helpful. I suppose your technically has lore, but yeah, it's not going to be beatable with it. And then on my team, I have five Volsters. Again, thinking about the broad strategy of my team, which will change from matchup to matchup, but the broad strategy will be waiting for my opponent to make an error or to make a decision that allows me to not exploit the high variability of my key. So I think that's the plan here. Knockoff isn't as necessary. I'm pretty glad I got taunt, at least on Zoro, and who's speedy, which will be helpful. And Mew, I can imagine running from me because most weeks that I bring them. And then knockoff, I don't have that many or that good of knockoff users. PV, Tensacruel can be good, Aeropress can be good. Manid and Zoro can be good. Mew, it probably won't run that often given how many things it could be doing, but I also don't find out that quite as meaningful in a Z Megastone and Bootless meta. So I actually think that this is fun. So, and I've fat. This is the business I grabbed, and as we head into it, I just want to thank all the mods on the All Joey Draft League Discord for organizing this. I know it takes a lot of effort, and people are frustrating in managing. I appreciate it, and I don't have any aspirations of winning the league or anything, but I do want to do well enough so that all my opponents each week, they feel like they got them on life, that they didn't waste their week crapping into me just to roll over me and not get to show off any of their tech or not be challenged in any way. So I'm hoping to I'm hoping not to deal an O and X opponent, but I'm under no delusions that I will be victorious. But if everybody can have fun and if I can contribute to it, that's all I really want out of God thing. Thanks, SvelteSnake, and I'll maybe see you again